Hello everyone and welcome to CRISIL Research's podcast on the Production Linked Incentive Scheme. Since its introduction in March 2020, the umbrella PLI scheme has now been announced for 15 sectors with government incentives to the tune of Rs 1.93 lakh crore. Of this, 50 to 60% is to be spent on export-focused sectors and the rest is targeted at import localization. Successful implementation of the PLI scheme could lead to a potential capital expenditure of Rs 2.5 to 3 lakh crore over the scheme period and will account for 13 to 15% of average annual investments of key industrial sectors over the next 3 to 4 years. This could in turn translate into an incremental revenue addition of Rs 30 to 35 lakh crore over the scheme period. The scheme is set to have many firsts in terms of bringing integration across supply chains, reducing import dependencies, and propelling India's exports. PLI is now poised for rapid on-the-ground execution, with 60% of the capex approved already in about 10 sectors. While capex in sectors such as mobile, pharma, and telecom has already kicked off, that in capital-intensive sectors such as auto and solar are likely to kick off from April 2022. PLI will spur green investments in India, with 55% of the scheme targeted at green sectors such as EVs, FCEVs, solar PVs, and ACC batteries. Our analysis of the incentive to capex ratios of the schemes show that at greater than 3 times, they are particularly attractive for mobile and electronic components, telecom and IT hardware, which have high dependence on imports across their value chains and relatively lower domestic base. At the other end are sectors such as autos, solar, ACC batteries, and specialty steel, which will require higher capex commitment. But if successful, these investments will ensure development of the entire ecosystem even long after PLI fades. At the same time, industry stakeholders will remain watchful of timely payment of incentives, medium to long-term policy push from the government, and the ability of players to achieve targets and incremental value addition amid ever-evolving global supply chain dynamics. Thank you for listening and stay safe.